Bardown Beauties with Jessi and Kirsten Krull. Two hockey minds trapped in bodies that can't skate. They may have never laced them up, but they'll break it all down with sharp takes and plenty of laughs. This is Hockey Talk, the Beauties way.
Hello, happy Monday. How are we doing? Jessi Pierce, Kirsten Krull. What's going on, Kirsten? Another day.
Just another Monday around here.
Another Monday. Olympics are rocking and rolling. Olympic break. So obviously your favorite NHLers over in Milan and Cortina prepared to take on the world. I'm very, very excited for the games to get going in just a few short days. But when the Olympics come around, I'm obviously reminded of the 1980 U.S. Olympic squad. Kirsten, we talked last week about the fantastic documentary. So who better to help break down Olympic hockey than Mr. Rob McClanahan? What's going on, Mac? Thanks so much for joining the Beauties. You're officially a Bardown Beauty. How does it feel?
I'm honored.
Usually I'm bug and buzzy for this. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to switch it up a little bit. And we've had Lou Nanny on to discuss. But for you, the 1980 gold medal win and everything that came with it, what did that moment mean to you in your career and in your life in general?
Oh my, I mean, it's given us some opportunities that may not otherwise have come to us, but it's hard to believe we're still talking about it 46 years later.
Do you ever get tired of talking about it 46 years later? Especially, again, it's at a heightened high during the Olympic seasons, right? Like, I'm sure it just comes full force then, but yeah, do you ever kind of be like, man, all right, let's do this pony show again?
It definitely reaches fever pitch during Winter Olympic season, but heck, we're proud of it. We don't walk around, showcasing it, but when people approach us and want to talk about it, we're more than happy to discuss it.
Well, and it's been a hot topic of conversation lately too with the new Netflix documentary that just came up. I mean, so many people just hearing, I have not had the time to sit down and watch it yet, but just the word of mouth on the street, everyone says this is one of the best documentaries they've ever seen.
Well, that's nice to hear. I know the feedback I've gotten is everybody's really enjoyed it. One of my buddies came back to me and said we basically just, skewered Herbie in terms of a description of him. And I responded by saying, I didn't skewer him. I mean, we're being honest.
Yeah.
It was hard to play for, but we would play for him tomorrow if we were able to.
And I think you saw moments of sincerity from him too. I loved that they included his audio and his iteration of things, right? And then even in the way that he handled Ralph Cox and cutting him, and you could see like he did have that human emotion and attachment to every single one of you players, even if he maybe didn't show it in the warm hug type of way, right?
Herbie wasn't warm and fuzzy for most of us. And what's unfortunate is that he passed, before most of the guys from Minnesota there was a barrier there that the other guys didn't have. He definitely intimidated us, and we were afraid to have any kind of conversation. And that barrier was starting to break down, and he was becoming more of a teammate or a friend than a coach and a superior. And it's too bad that we couldn't keep that going because he died.
Right. I have to ask, Kirsten knows this. I'm obsessed with the movie Miracle. I could quote it from top to bottom. I will not do that for you. I will spare you that. First two questions. One, did you and OC actually drop the mitts during practice? And
No.
Two, did Herbie actually call you a candy ass?
OC and I did not fight. Actually, the spring of '76, when the Gophers played BU in the semifinals, I was a senior in high school. But the brawl did take place. I just wasn't involved. The brawl between the Gophers and BU took place. BU lost two of their top forwards. The Gophers lost two of their fourth-line players. And to this day, they're very bitter about it. Herbie did challenge me in the locker room, as you saw in the movie. I don't know if he called me a candy ass. He probably did. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I was really surprised by it. And in reality, it was a little more intense. I was ready to throw a punch. He walked out of the locker room, and I followed him out into the hallway. Now, it's the first period of the first game of the Olympics, and here we are screaming at each other. And I'm basically telling him, you're not going to tell me if I can play. I'll tell you if I can play. And the Swedish locker room was next to ours. And you could see them peering out of the locker room saying, what in the heck is going on? The U.S. team has already lost their marbles. And I never did take the chance or time to talk to Herbie about it. And but it's hard to argue with the result.
Yeah, right. That's crazy.
Jessi, anything else about the movie you're dying to know?
Oh my gosh. I mean, that was
your
for
fandom. I've never met somebody who loves the 1980 Miracle team, the movie Miracle, USA Hockey more than you. So
I'll share this with you too. The game in Norway at the very beginning of the season where we tied 3-3.
Yeah.
We did skate after that game and the lights were shut off.
Yeah.
And Herbie told the rink attendant that, he would lock the door on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that didn't occur was Mark Johnson slammed his stick against the glass and I was skating right next to him. And I remember when I was a freshman at the U, we had gone up to Lake Superior State and played them. They were a Division II team at the time. This was the year after the Gophers had won the NCAA.
Mm-hmm.
We lost and we went back to the rink and Herbie told everybody to get their gear on. So we skated for 3.5 hours, all doing nothing but Herbies. And all I remember Tommy Vanelli, who was one of our captains, all he said to us was, don't let this bastard beat you. During the time in Norway, while we're skating, I was saying the same thing. Mark Johnson slammed his stick against the glass. Herbie asked who it was. Nobody piped up, so we kept skating. We probably skated for an hour.
Yeah.
And then another little tidbit, there's two players that had dressed and played in that game. I think it was Buzzy Snyder and Mike Ramsey, but they were kicked out for, I don't know, the ref kicked them out for something. And so they were in street clothes. And when they saw us starting to skate, they went down to the locker room to get their gear back on. Craig Patrick told them, don't, guys, it's admirable, but don't bother. So they didn't end up skating. But it shows you the kind of teammates we had, guys that got kicked out of the game, and they were going to come back out and join us.
Oh, well, that's amazing. I do. I think that's incredible. So, but there was probably because obviously it is a movie, right? And so there's going to be added drama to it. Rizzo didn't stop and yell, I play for the United States of America, right? Like that wasn't.
That's Hollywood, but
yeah.
Nice little tidbit, but that's Hollywood. But we did skate. The other thing we didn't do is you saw in the movie, some of those guys were getting sick. We weren't getting sick. We were in good enough shape by then.
That's incredible. And I think the documentary explained that, as you just did too, that entire scene where you guys are doing the Herbies and whatnot. And it was after that Norway game. I think in the documentary you guys did admit maybe you were slightly distracted by some of the pretty girls in the stands.
I don't remember being distracted, but I guess Phil and I think what was it, Phil and Buzzy, I don't remember who it was, but yeah, a couple of guys.
Overall, were you happy with the way Miracle Disney had done it? I think Rob McClanahan, that name is synonymous with this movie, right? Like, and they picked a pretty good actor to play you too, I would say.
Yeah, he's a lot better looking, and the movie is truly about Herbie, and I'm not saying that with any animosity or anger at all. It's about Herb, and Kurt Russell's portrayal of Herb was really well done. I mean, some of the movements, some of the mannerisms that Herbie had, Kurt mastered them. By the way, so before the movie was released, they flew 5 of us out to Vancouver to visit the set and meet our respective actors. And then they flew us to LA to help promote the movie before the release. And in between our interviews with certain press, we broke for lunch, and we had just seen the movie the night before for the first time. And Kurt Russell was sitting to my left, and he was eating right-handed. Now, if you remember, Herbie was left-handed. Mm-hmm. And the next time you watch the movie, you watch Kurt Russell, and you never have any idea that he's not left-handed.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
He took that serious. He did take that. I will say he over-exaggerated the Minnesota accent a couple times, though. That was a little bothersome. I was like, oh, we don't sound like that.
Have you seen the Michelob Ultra commercial?
Yes, that one. That one was the one last night that aired during the Super Bowl. That one was another fan favorite commercial. The again.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Were you a part of? Didn't Michelob Ultra just do out at Lake Placid kind of an AI recreated?
They did a I don't know, hologram type of recreation of the Russian game.
Yeah.
I was not out there. Mark Johnson, Jimmy Craig, and Mike Ruzioni were there.
Okay. Interesting. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I know. I just think it's great.
It's hard to get to. They let them go.
No, I mean, Nick, I think who was it? Brady Kachuk brought that up to me. He's like, "Did you hear what they're going to do with the Olympic team?" And he's like, "I think that's kind of weird." And I was like, "I don't know. I think it sounds kind of cool, maybe to watch it." But as we've discussed, you hear about this 1980 team, and everyone's kind of like, "Well, maybe if the U.S. wins gold, that'll kind of give them a break." I don't think that's necessarily the case because it will never mean what it did for you guys with just the political climate and everything, right? Like it'll certainly help and it'll be great for the US
we kid around about that. We do say, if the US would win, they'd stop talking about us. But we say it, all kidding aside, we're extremely proud of what we did. It was a long year. It was hard. Herbie kicked our tails. And we're a family for sure. And we'd be as close today as we are, even if we hadn't won a gold. It was just that kind of a year and that kind of a season.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like USA Hockey, it goes without saying, USA Hockey and the Miracle Committee too, they've done such a good job preserving the memory of this team. And every time you guys can get back together and go to these events that you guys go out in the community and still do, what does that mean to you?
People love talking about it, and we like sharing our stories. What's interesting is somebody will tell a story, and I'll have forgotten completely about it, or I'll mention a story that I recalled, and others it'll jar their memories as well.
Yeah.
As we get older, we get more forgetful.
But luckily, you have all of this cinematography and documentaries to always go back and revisit. I think that was the other thing about the documentary.
Yes.
That you guys had mentioned was Herb Brooks saying, if you guys do not win this game, you'll take it to your effing grave, and turned around and said it again. Like, how incredible. I mean, just all of his little euphemisms that he used, were they as poignant then as they are now? I mean, looking back, because he seemed to have a key to the way he spoke to you guys sometimes.
Herbie never swore.
Yeah.
Herbie never used profanity at all. So when he said that before the Finland game, I mean, it resonated. But I think we played 7 games in the Olympics, and we were scored on first in 6 of those games. One of the things that Herbie told us after he had selected he made the selection in August and picked 26 players. We had a practice the next day, and he said a couple things. He said, "You guys are going to improve more in the next 6 months than you have your entire lives, and the reason is we're going to play a different kind of game. We're not going to play the North American style where you dump and chase and everybody stays in their lanes. We're going to play a more of a European, a Soviet game where we interchange positions. We're not going to dump it. If you don't see anything, we're going to regroup. We're going to possess the puck." And he said, the only way you can score is by possessing. You can't score in basketball without possessing the ball, and you can't score in football without possessing the ball. And in hockey, you can't score without possessing the puck. And so he said, from the red line in, when we have the puck, I'm not going to yell at you guys if you make mistakes, if you're trying to do something creatively. He said, when we don't have the puck, then we have to be disciplined in playing defense. But it was dramatic. It was the most fun I ever had. I think it was the most fun everybody on that team had that year, the style of play. It was, and defensemen got involved in the rushes. You see that more today in the pro game, and the way everybody plays is because defensemen today are so much more skilled than they were 50 years ago, right?
Right.
And it was just a phenomenal way. The other thing Herbie said was, we may not be the best team in the tournament, but we'll be the best conditioned team.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't wrong about that.
Yeah. And it was that stuff that was he a similar coach when you had him at the U and that transferred to the Team USA, or did he change even some of his direction then because he knew it was a bigger stage and a bigger battle?
He wasn't. He was the same coach, but he was a student of the game, and he realized he couldn't coach the Olympic team the way he coached at the U.
Sure.
He treated us more like adults, quite honestly. He gave us a little more leeway. He candidly allowed us to grow,
mm-hmm.
and he was still tough on us. He was really demanding. I mean. I can't emphasize that enough. And I don't say it with any anger or bitterness. I just think back and I coached the Blake School for 7 years, and kids today are different, man. There's no way you could coach today the way Herbie coached, even on the Olympic team. So he was a progressive kind of coach. He was a student of the game, and he coached us in '80 differently than at the U, and he coached the 2002 Olympic team differently than he coached us.
Yeah, that seems kind of fair.
And when you also, and this is kind of like a conceptualizing thought, so bear with me if I don't explain it the way like I'm thinking it out in my head. But when you look back to when you first won with that team, I'm sure there was a lot of moments that stuck with you then. As time has gone on, are there any ones that have evolved or come out that you look back on that maybe mean more to you now, or like life lessons from that time that now you look back and you're like, wow, like that applies more now to life?
Everything I learned in it for that year, I use today. Everything. I mean, the one thing that stands out to me, and this is what when I speak to groups or I speak to kids, I tell them you're capable of far more than you think you are, but it's not without its dedication, hard work, perseverance, and being a selfless teammate. And I can say that over and over, and some kids actually get it. Other kids don't. I mean, we had to sacrifice a lot. And again, this is no complaint. We sacrificed a lot. But we gained so much more from that. And to be a teammate, the most important thing about that team, I think, we were all decent players. We were all, reasonably skilled, and we could skate and things like that. But during the Olympics, nobody cared who scored. Mark Johnson scored. He'd score, but we scored. Rizzo scored the big goal. We scored the goal. I mean, I scored the winner against Finland. No, we scored the winner against Finland. And you hear all of us say that. And that's the one thing I learned from that team. And truly, nobody cared. Nobody cared. It was the most selfless group of teammates I've ever been associated with.
I love that.
And you have to have that to be able to create a team that can find success.
Yeah, they nailed it. I think, and that came off so strongly in Miracle, right? Like it did. I think that you guys mentioned, I think throughout the course of the movie, it was family. We're a family. We're a family. And it's so evident, as you mentioned. Yeah.
I mean, Mark Johnson was obviously our best player, hands down our best player, but it was just a we. I can't emphasize that enough.
I love that. Final question for you, Mac, before we let you go. How do you think this U.S. squad, they're back to best on best at the Olympics, which is very exciting. We saw a glimpse of what that looks like at the Four Nations, which was very thrilling. How do you think Billy G has done with the U.S. squad here? Have you run into Billy and given him any conversation?
I talk to Billy. I see him more often in the summer. We play a little golf together from time to time.
Nice.
Billy, the one thing about Billy, he knows what kind of player he wants. He knows the kind of team he wants, and he's not afraid. He's not afraid of going in that direction, even if they come up short. I think the USA has got a legitimate chance. They've got great depth, probably the most depth they've ever had. Obviously, there's some other teams. Canada's going to be good. I think Sweden will be a force. You in a tournament like the Olympics, when you're playing every other day, you need some luck. You have to, but you can create your own luck as well. I like the USA's chances. You have to have the goalie to do it. They've got three of them, and the one thing I've read is that they don't have the goal scorers. Billy brought this team there for a specific purpose. The rink is smaller. It's not an Olympic-sized sheet. It's actually smaller than an NHL rink, and he brought the kind of player who can play in that tight kind of game. And everybody on the team is very skilled. I like their chances. You just can't fall behind too far in the when they get. I'm assuming they're going to make the playoffs, the quarterfinals. So, and then from there, it's a crapshoot.
It's a crapshoot, right? I'm hoping for a gold medal game, watch them, but the teams are so good. And you're right. You have such a small amount of time to even just to gel together. The lines were released from their first practice today, and Jack Hughes is on the fourth line. I think anybody looked at that and be like, this is insane. But that, as you'd mentioned, that speaks to the depth, and it's going to be interesting. I think there's Canada's beast mode. Sweden looks really good, right? Like it's the Olympics. It's going to be good hockey either way.
Here's a little tidbit for you. In 1980, had we lost to the Finns in the very last game we played, we would not have received a medal. So the gold medal game wasn't against the Soviets, and the gold medal game actually wasn't against the Finns. And because of that, the Olympic Committee restructured how they play the tournament. So they then did create an actual gold medal game. And so now you have the play downs or the playoffs, the quarterfinals and semis, and you have the bronze medal game, and then you have the gold medal game. And they created that because of what could have transpired had we not won.
What if you guys didn't win gold at that, right? Like you beat the Soviets and you guys didn't win. Like how different do you think history would have been rewritten if you guys ended up with, you hate to say only silver, but
we would be kicking ourselves in the tail. As Herbie said walking in the locker room, he wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
Herbie, he was prepared for everything, and he made sure we were prepared for that last game.
That's insane. Well, thank you so much, Rob, for your time. Again, always good checking in with you. Go hit the slopes again tomorrow hard. I know that's what you're doing out in Idaho. Very jealous. Would you, if you weren't an Olympic hockey player, would you try to be an Olympic skier, you think?
I don't know. My wife was a ski racer. She was a nationally ranked ski racer back in the days when the skis weren't shaped and you had to ski all three disciplines. Now they just specialize with everything else. They specialize, but there's a lot of standing around outside and when it's really cold. So even though I played hockey outdoors when I first started playing, I'm not sure I had the chutzpah to stand outside that long.
I love it. Well, Mac, again, thank you for your time. We'll let you get on out of here. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Again, Rob McClanahan, always good to check in. Kirsten, you know I do. I'm obsessed with that movie. I can't help it.
I know, that's why I let you take the reins with that one, because I was like, you're gonna have a lot you want to say.
Oh, and I, like, as we're talking, I'm like, yep, I remember that scene, and I remember that scene, forgetting that this is like a real life thing too. You know, like this happened. This is real.
Like that he chimed in. He's like, that didn't actually happen. Didn't happen that way.
The one thing I needed to know, because that fight scene was so pivotal in the movie. Like, I understand why they added it, right? Because it really spoke to the tension between these two groups of guys that are now supposed to play on an Olympic team together, right? Like, so I get why they added it, but that's the thing. I think Mike Rizzioni said it on a podcast that what didn't happen that way, and it wouldn't have been McClanahan that he went after anyway. So I was like, I need to know from the horse's mouth what it's going. Before we talk a little bit more about Olympics and wrap up this week's episode, I do want to give a shout out to North American Banking Company. That's right, you guys. I switched banks to North American Banking, and it could not have been easier. And I am so happy they offer the best of both worlds, online and mobile banking tools, and everything that you would expect from a national bank at North American Banking Company. Plus, they have 6 Twin City locations for anybody, anytime I want to go in and get some one-on-one FaceTime. And again, switching banks, so easy with North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com. That's nabankco.com to learn more or visit a location near you. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Kirsten, how about our friends at Soda Stick too? How are they doing?
Oh yeah, I was just about to say, I have another little shout out that I would like to give, because the thing that is second best to saving money away in your bank is spending money, my personal favorite. So if you're looking for your favorite Minnesota vibed merch, Soda Stick has you guys covered. Whether you want to personalize for your own team or rep any of the big 4, this locally owned shop offers it all. Plus, shop online or in person at the Hockey Lodge or Pure Hockey. And don't forget to hammer Bardown Beauties at checkout for 15% off.
We love it. Kirsten, have you been watching the Olympics? Have we been tuned in, or are we waiting for hockey to start?
I'm mainly waiting for hockey to start, but I have dabbled. I have been watching some Minnesota's pride, Taylor Heisey scoring her first Olympic gold. That was fun to see. Been following women's skiing as well. That's about it so far for me. I know figure skating is crushing it. I think their U.S. team took gold. Correct me if I'm wrong.
But I'm not sure.
I think it was like early this morning, and I've kind of been running around with my head cut off all day, so I don't know for sure. But yeah, I've been dabbling in it a little bit, but mainly excited for hockey to really get started.
Super pumped for hockey to get started. They did release the lines from their first practice, as I kind of alluded to. Let me pull those up because I wanted to talk to you about them. So everybody's obviously made a big deal about, there's no Jason Robertson and no Cole Caulfield. But again, it's because they're not fourth liners, right? Even having Jack Hughes down on that fourth line seems kind of crazy. You've got Matt Boldy on the second line, which we love to see. Team USA line. I know it's the Kachucks and Eichel on that top line, and then Boldy's with Austin Matthews and Jake Gensel on, and I don't remember the other ones. Kyle Connor, I'm guessing is Team USA.
Paige Thompson was on the third line as a winger, from what I saw yesterday.
Well, and Hughes is as a winger too, right?
Yeah, they've been moving things around, which has been interesting but exciting to see.
Okay, here's the lines. I finally got them from our friend Elliot Friedman. You got Kachuk, Eichel, Kachuk, Gensel, Matthews, Boldy, Connor, Larkin, Thompson, Miller, Nelson, Hughes. Trocheck rotating in with Nelson and Clayton Keller. Also as an extra, your D pairings. Now, this is also interesting because we're used to Quinn Hughes, Brock Faber here. Now, Brock Faber and Jacob Slavin were phenomenal at Four Nations. So I understand they did keep those two together. You've got Hughes with Charlie McAvoy, Sanderson and Werenski, Lacombe and Hannafin, Hellebuyck is their probable starter. And then obviously you got Jake Ottinger backing up as well. I mean, I don't hate it, right? Like it seems like it should work for a couple goals.
Seems like it should. Also, goaltending is just so solid. Like I can't. One goalie's having an off night. You got two more. Two more you can throw in at any chance. And also, sorry, anytime we talk about Charlie McAvoy, I need to mention he might be one of my new favorite players because of what he posted online the other day. The hit. He posted just a clip of the hit on social media where he broke his jaw.
Yeah.
Then he posted a picture of the jaw swelling. And like that was it.
And I've seen people like fanning over this. Yeah. So what, because he was saying, because they didn't call a penalty, right? I think that was what he was alluding to.
I think they said it was a clean hit. And he's like, it wasn't.
And why is his face always getting broken? Like,
I don't know. But also, I'm sure that flight over to Milan, the pressure in the air cabin and everything, I'm sure that thing swelled.
It makes you think of that 24/7 video clip, doesn't it?
Yes,
that's your miracle. Yes,
Flurry. It lives rent free in my mind.
They told me there be a little bit of swelling. Oh yeah, there was a lot. On his face.
This is the hockey. This is the aspect of hockey I love. It's the off ice.
I know.
Content.
It is true. It's
taking notes, keeping receipts, posting them online for everyone to see. This is what I love.
Do you find it odd that Tate McRae has been going all in on Team USA advertising despite being a Canadian?
So this is what I'm going to say about that. I think she needs a new team because obviously that's a terrible look. Like you're Canadian, and I know she felt the heat because she went to her Instagram is like, you guys know I'm Canada down, because her comments have just been flooded with people being like, you're a sellout, you're this, you're that. All I'm going to say is you wouldn't see me doing commercials for Team Canada. I think it was a very poor decision from her management side to be like, yeah, this is a good idea. Now, I know people are arguing it was a commercial for NBC, not for Team USA, but I'm like, all you're talking about is Team USA. I get the Super Bowl was thrown in, but I was like, this is not going to sit well with Canadians, and rightfully so.
It's interesting. I do love that for a while now, Spit and Chicklets has been tossing out that she's a Canadian spy, and that's why she's dating Jack Hughes, so she can get some Team USA intel. But now that she's flipped, and now she's actually full USA and actually a Canadian or a spy for them, and like I don't know. It's just
I don't know. Just to put it in perspective, this is like Sabrina Carpenter doing stuff for TSN. Everyone would be like, why? Yeah. Like, see, you think
Taylor
about it another way. Well, I say Sabrina Carpenter because I think she's pretty on par with Tate McRae, maybe just a little bit more famous than Tate. Okay. But I mean, Taylor Swift succeeds all other pop stars. Like, there's just no conversation. But like, yeah, it would be like if Sabrina Carpenter did promo for TSN, people would be like, what the heck? Like, why are you're American?
Right. It was very,
it's weird.
It was odd. Like
she needs a new management team. They did not do her favors.
No, that's not ideal for her. I too am super excited though about the Olympics getting going. I don't know that they're going to, I don't feel confident that Team USA is going to win a medal. Is that bad? No, I don't. And I don't know why.
Like not even bronze, not on the podium at all.
I think they get like fourth. I
think
look at all these other teams and I'm just like, God, they're good.
gold or
They're
silver.
good.
I don't know. Sweden, I think, is going to be really good.
Sweden's really good. I mean, their goaltending is the biggest question for Sweden. I'm just kidding because they have our guys in that. I'm just joshing you. Philip Gustafsson, Jesper Velstead. Did you see, speaking of like internet things, did you see NHL, I think, posted how you pronounce the Swedish names? Like they had
No.
this girl do it. It was like such ASMR.
Ooh.
It was so good. Like it's like we can, because even how we say it, even when we go Jesper Velstead, it's still so American, right? Like it's still just very harsh on the letters. And she did it beautifully. 10 out of 10, I'll send it over to you. Like she just, like even the Ericssons, she pronounces them Ericsons. Like it's just, it's very, very beautiful. Also, we need to talk about Joel Ericsson's inability to take a photo. What is that? Like his screenshot player profile video. Like
it looks like an Uber driver profile. Like literally, that's all it is.
That's been the best comparison by far. Like
literally Uber driver.
Do you think he's a 5-star Uber driver?
Your driver is on the way. Please be outside and ready.
And I'm probably only going to give him 3 stars because he doesn't turn on the music. Actually, no, I think he's a big EDM guy. So maybe
he loves Avicii.
He does love Avicii. That's right. Yeah, I don't know. It's there. I think somebody else came out too with like even Quinn Hughes is like, why you guys have team photographers? Why wouldn't each team take the time to go get individual headshots of these guys to send and submit?
It doesn't make any sense. Also, speaking of names, this is a random thing, but yesterday at my Super Bowl party, somebody was talking to me about Olympics and hockey, and they called my dog Jonas Bodine, and I lost it. I was like, that is so good. I'm so mad I never thought of it before, but yeah.
Thanks for the invite
Jonas
to a
Bodine.
Super Bowl party, by the way. Whatever.
It was super low key. I was literally 3 people. It was very last minute because my car.
Did you get? Yes. Do we have a car update though? Because we have a car.
Car update is I have a car. And I think all of the paperwork is finally done on it, because you know what the really fun part about doing a lot of freelance work is you have to prove your sources of income to the bank.
Oh no, I hadn't even considered that.
So that was very stressful, and that is what I dealt with up until Friday.
But we have the vehicle.
Signed a form. If you can't verify your income, we take the car back. Because we gave it to you early before the bank could verify, and I was like, okay, like that's fine. But then they couldn't get a hold of the person they needed to get a hold of, so that was a whole thing. But I have a car. I am driving around. Also, that photo that I did post, because I don't want to post my actual car. I don't want people respectfully to know that much about me and where they can find me and like what I'm driving. The picture I posted was not my car. And shout out to our good friend E-Bug Connor Beaupre. He photoshopped my head on 10,000 takes Jack Leverance's body. So
brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
No, you guys, that was not me. Also, it was very sunny and 75 in the middle of the summer in that photo.
I would encourage you to get a Bardown Beauties logo on your car door though, because I think that looked pretty sick.
Possibly. Yeah, it adds a lot.
It adds little this, little that. Yeah, good. I'm so happy to hear that. I hadn't even. Yeah, you're right. Like when I do taxes, it's a big pain in the ass because you have so many different freelance incomes and so many different things that I have to file, and it's not ideal.
So yeah, when you see this face, this is because I'm coming out of an incredibly stressful 3 weeks.
So we have a vehicle. We're moving.
We have a vehicle. We have.
February's been great.
The new year starts in February.
New year, everyone knows it.
An awful test run.
Everyone knows it. Do you think that? So you think they're going gold or silver?
I think they're going gold or silver. Okay. I really do.
I did get to ask Kirsten, and we were going to talk about it last week. And I got to ask Marcus Foligno and Matt Zuccarello in particular what Olympic events they would like to do. Now, I wish I had video of Zuki because he liked to describe what he would do. If you guys are watching the video version, I'm lunging forward because he was like, I would be the skier that like jumps off and goes really far and like pushes out. And that's what he wants to do. And Marcus Foligno said he'd be a gymnast because he would want to do the rings. And I was can you,
Did you specify winter or summer?
I said they could do either. I let them pick. I did not specify.
Important information, because I was like, Marcus, that is a summer Olympic sport.
Yep. He said anything, and I said anything, whatever you'd want to do. And so that's what he said. What do you think Kirill Kaprizov would do?
I could see him in like track and field, like the
the thrower.
I don't know
like
why.
The javelin.
Yeah, I see him like doing, or maybe no, it's the thing with like the heavy ball that they throw. Is
Oh,
that?
the shot put.
Yeah, that's what I envision him doing.
I could see that. All
That
right.
is what I envision.
About I could see him doing that, or I could see him doing. I know a couple of the Russians, ironically, had answered because the Minnesota Wild admin did this as well, where they asked the guys this. So unfortunately, they snuck it in before we were able to talk about it. But I know a couple of them wanted to do that biathlon where you like ski and then go pick up a gun and shoot at a target or something.
You ski and then you shoot.
Yes, you shoot a gun. Like it's the most bizarre Olympic event I've ever heard of. But maybe he would do that too. Like
I say this respectfully. It sounds a lot like breakdancing.
I think it is. Like I think it's just kind of like a made up thing that someone was like, you know what we should have? We should do this. And I said it in that kind of accent because I feel like that's the type of person that would come up with such an event.
Yes.
Brock Faber, I think, would do. I could see Brock Faber playing basketball. Is that weird?
Yes. No, actually, no, because him and Boldy, I think, get very intense when they're playing basketball. When they're like warming up before warm-ups downstairs.
Yeah, maybe they're on the Team USA basketball squad. What about Middleton?
I don't know. I see Brock as a swimmer, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. I can get down with that.
Midzy. He would be doing skeleton, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say bobsled. I think Gustafson.
He would be doing archery.
Archery. I kind of like that. I think he would be a guy that would thrive in like the Middle Ages. So I could see that. Like I just think he seems like that. Hartman for sure would be doing like archery or bow, some sort of sport like that.
Yes, right? But also I feel like he also has a lot of aggression.
That's also true.
So like what is an outlet he could get that out in? I don't know. I see him being a really fast runner.
Oh, yeah. I like that. What would you do if you could do any Olympic sport?
Volleyball. I love volleyball.
Yeah.
In another life, I would have been an Olympic volleyball athlete.
Fair. Lacrosse is now a sport, so I would do that. I love lacrosse. And actually, I love basketball. I would love to do basketball too. I don't have the height for basketball, which is unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
For everybody. Well, I think that's going to do it for this week's episode. We'll have plenty of content coming your way with Team USA getting in action, I think starting Wednesday, right? I think is their first game at 2:10. Shows are live. Don't forget to check out Judd's Hockey Show. They will be doing post-game reactions. We're going to probably do a little bit of collaborating with them throughout this Olympic break. And then practices start up again, Kirsten, which is kind of funny. Marc-Andre Fleury told me that he is practicing with the team during the break. So no, he's not making a comeback for everybody that has been in my DMs and everything. He's just practicing. And so the reason he has been at regular practices more often is because he's like, I wanted to get in shape for these practices coming up. And I was like, okay. Just making sure. He's like, could you imagine if I came back? And I was like, no, I couldn't. I would be embarrassed for you. I think that would be awful.
He's just there to have fun.
He's just having a good time. So we'll have content from that as well. As always, shout out to Score North, Soda Stick, and ABC. You guys are the best, and we'll catch you next week. Bye. Near.